And good evening. This is Carla from the Learn English by Speaking English show, and I am here to speak with you in English. As you can see, I have my Zoom manager here with me. However, that is why he's here, to manage Zoom. And because of that, he stays off camera, as well as speaking. So that's why you don't see him. However, hopefully Huang and Ali and some of the regulars and even new people will be joining me today to speak in English. I'm looking forward to this happening. Like always, just so you know something about me, I am here to help you feel comfortable speaking. And sometimes it seems like I'm being a little rough and a little disrespectful. That's not where I'm coming from. Sometimes I really need to push someone in order to get them to the point that they're going to try something new. I would rather be gentle and kind, but sometimes in order to get someone started, they need a bit of a push. I start off gently and sometimes I get a little less gentle. But in the end, the only reason I'm doing that is to get that person beginning to do more than he or she has ever done before and feel comfortable doing it. Having said that, let me remind you of the rules of the program. Good afternoon. No, it's evening there, Ali. I'm going to quickly go through the rules and then I want you to talk for a bit for me. The rules are, if you are a boy or a man, you need to come in with your camera and your mic, and a mic that will work when we are speaking with you. The reason we ask for a camera is so sometimes it's easier to understand you and to gain what you're saying by being able to look at your facial expression. Communication is more than words. It's also who you are, how you express yourself. Number two, but Zoom Manager, it's the only person who can always be here without a camera and without a mic, because he's here to run the Zoom show. Number two, please keep your microphone off while I'm talking to someone else. When it's your turn, I want you to be a part of the show. But until it is your turn, I want you to be silent and I want you to be listening, because listening is a key to expression and to conversation. And we're going to talk about that a little more today later on. Number three, please come dressed appropriately. That means don't come in your underwear or without a top. Make sure you are dressed appropriately. You are representing your country and you want people to see that and to be happy to have you on camera. People from all over the world watch this every day. And you don't want to come here dressed in an undershirt or dressed without a shirt at all. And number four, unless you're really sick and you have a real bad back problem, I'm not asking for a note, but if the doctor had said to you, you need to be laying in bed, then that's what you need to be doing. And I will bring you to the show in bed, laying down. Otherwise, I want everyone sitting up straight. This is a classroom, and I treat it like a classroom. Having said that, Allie, I have some work to do in the background. Can you, and I'm going to train Zoom Manager to do this in the future, but until things are completely set, I need to do it. Don't worry about it, Zoom Manager, where we need our everything completed before I ask you to do these things. Okay, Allie, please introduce yourself, and I will ask questions if I need to. Go ahead,
Sure.
Allie.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. Hello, Carla. Hello, Zoom Manager, and everybody watching. This is Ali Raza Khan, and I'm from Pakistan. I am a 14 years old ninth grade student from Pakistan. I am an interviewer, a motivational coach, a trainer, and also one of Pakistan's youngest speaker. Along with all my activities on social media, I'm also a very strong manifester and hustler. And I love being on the show because I love talking to people. Yeah.
And let me stop you for a moment. Tayyab Hussein, you get the link by clicking on that Giggle Fest University link. You get it from there. You do not get it anywhere else. I am not going to be sharing the link anywhere else. Thank you so very, very much.
Yeah. So please follow all the instructions that Carla just mentioned and join in. And I welcome all the guests. We have Bahamud and we have Thayyab, and we welcome all the guests. So I'm looking forward to talking to these people.
And so am I. And as I am doing the background work that I need to do, Allie, we have a principal of a school from, don't tell me, Kurdistan. And he comes every once in a while. Why I only see him every once in a while, I don't know. In fact, you and I need to talk for a moment after the show, Bauman. Please have a conversation with him. He is so very, very awesome. And I am so happy to see that he is here today. And people, don't forget, please share this show out to everyone you know, so people know you're here. Not only that you're here, we are here to speak with people in English. Okay, Allie, go to it, please.
Yeah, sure. I was looking forward to meeting him. Hey, Bahamud, assalamu alaikum, and a very good
evening. Whoa. You better ask him his name again.
Oh, okay. So yeah, how do we pronounce your name?
Let him introduce himself, because you kind of got a little confused, but he'll help you.
So hello there, please introduce yourself.
Hello, Mr. Hello, guys. Hello, Carla. So it's nice to be here. Thank you very much. My name is Bahman. I'm from Kurdistan. It's nice to talk to you.
Yeah, it's nice talking to you. So what do you do?
I'm a primary school. I'm a principal at primary school. So may I please, Mr.?
Okay, so what's the name of that school?
It's Advanced English Private School.
Wow, so, sounds great.
Please, I don't know.
What do you want to know?
So your name and introduce yourself, please.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I just remembered that you just came in now because I introduced myself just 2 minutes ago. Well, this is Ali Raza Khan. I am a 14 years old ninth grade student from Pakistan. And I'm an interviewer. I am a motivational coach and also youngest speaker. Yeah.
Oh.
So
Understood.
tell me, what do you do beside looking after the school? What are your hobbies? What you love the most doing?
So my hobby is just reading books. So I have a small
Wow. I
library behind me. So there's so many books over there. So when I have a free time, sometimes I'm going to read books about. Sometimes I'm going to read drama, novels, whatever. And other times I'm going to just read the short story, whatever.
Yeah, I love books too. Yeah,
Okay.
Carla, you want to say something?
Yeah, I want to encourage you to speak to him about his school and find out a little about his school, because this is probably a little different from your school in Pakistan. And it's something, a place where you can learn something that you don't know yet.
Yeah. So, Bahamid,
Excuse me, Alexa, stop. Go on.
so Bahamid, what's something so special about your school? What's something that makes it extraordinary?
So what I'm in the school that is an English private school, that the students are speaking in English, and this is the system of the school is in English. So we are going to learn the kids are English. So while they are 4, 5 years old, from the kindergarten section till the school, till the primary school. So they are going to learn the languages, which is very, very good for them. It's a new adventure for them.
Yeah, it sounds very good. Learning new languages is such an amazing art, and very few schools are doing that. So kudos to you and your school. So how do you manage to teach them English? What are some of your important tools?
We have our own curriculum. That advanced school has it has own curriculum that we design it, even for practicing for, let's say, for writing and for reading. So beside that, we have the Macmillan curriculum, that which is very, very good. It's a set of the books that is consists of grammar, the student book, and the workbook, practicing. So according to these, all of these materials that we have, also we have the projector that we are using every day for showing them the videos, whatever. That is making them easier to learn the languages.
Yeah, that sounds very well. And I'm glad that you've taken this initiative. Your school is being a catalyst for a change. And teaching a language is not very easy, but you have managed to do that. Well, I'm going to ask you, what's something so special that you do for your students to make them feel comfortable and to make English easy for them to understand and not so complicated? What's something that you do to make it easy and not so difficult for the students so that they are interested? I hope you got the question.
Pardon me, could you please tell me what do you mean, please?
Yeah, sure. Because I see you were not listening, and that's exactly what Carla and we were talking about in the beginning.
No, Ali, I hate to correct you. Your question was very hard to understand. So let me help you and tell me if I got it right. Did you want to know what makes his school special from other schools, or how they answer yes or no to my first question?
The letter.
What do you mean? Say it to me, because
Yeah,
you're
the
not
second
very
one.
clear.
The second one, how they do it.
Okay, what, Bahman, what he is asking you, just to be a little clearer, is he wants to know what are some of the techniques that you use to teach English differently in your school than they do in other schools in your country. Is that clear?
That's clear, yeah. So because I've already mentioned that so what we are gonna do in the school for teaching the kids. Also, we have the homework club inside the school, after the school, before the students leave the school, before they go home, they have the homework club, which is they are going to doing the homework. So in this period, in this short time, it's about 40 minutes, we are just going to doing the practicing in English from all the subjects, English, math, science, for the main subjects that we have. So they are going to focus on languages with the teachers. Also, beside that, we have worksheets. Yes.
Speak a little slower.
Okay.
Because remember, you're speaking English as a second language, and so is Ali. And so are most of the people who are on camera and also around the world.
Okay.
So when you speak slower, it's easier for people to understand. Okay.
That's correct.
Good. Take over.
That's correct. So learning languages. So as you see that, there's so many, a chance of videos about learning languages, any languages, not just English. So if we are going to specifically choose the English languages, just like, so when someone goes to the English countries, like picking the languages, we call them this acquisition. They are going to learn the languages without studying in academic way. So in the school, in our school, that we are going to focusing on academically, they are going to learning, right? They are going to learning through writing, reading, and speaking.
Okay, keep going. I just wanted to wave at Anish.
Okay, yeah. So is that clear, Mr. Ali?
Yeah, you answered very well. So how do you encourage your students to be good readers, to read more? How do you do that? How do you encourage students to read and write?
Actually, for reading, it depends on the stages. So either they are stage 1 or 2 or 3. So we have different techniques and different methods to teaching them how to read books. For the beginners, let's say we are going to teach them the sight words for them, and the CVC, that consonant vowel consonants like cat, bat, starting learning the words. So then they are going to practice making in a simple short sentences. So then for the upper classes, we are going to give them a short, very short paragraphs. So each day we are going to, let's say, improving the paragraphs, and we're going to add ideas to the paragraphs, and they are going to answer the questions in the paragraph. That will be comprehension for them to reading and to learning the story. What is it about?
Yeah, I think it's a very good technique for schools to apply, because that really encourages the reading spirit in students. So Carla, is there a space for me to ask more questions, or should we move on to the next person?
I wanted to add a question to it. Bahman, when you are teaching reading, and you teach it in English, do you read to them in English often, or not, or no?
We are just going to reading in English. Sometimes we guiding them to use the dictionary, or they are going to learning the meaning of the words. That's for them. They are going to do it at home. We are not going to translating the text is in our language, which is definitely will be our languages for them. If we are going to teach them in our language, it doesn't work very well, because we did that method that's not very well, because we are just going to focus on the language that we are going to speak with it.
Now, isn't that a little difficult, because they're not used to hear you? When we learn a language as a baby, we learn by speaking, and then we begin reading, and about a year or two later, we begin writing.
Yes.
If you're not giving them some support in your language, and this is a question mainly for philosophy in my mind,
For,
If
for
you
these
don't,
stages, Carla, for these stages, which is they are just learning the languages, we are going to teach them the CVC, right?
okay,
The CVC, and then we are going to show the pictures. So CVC cat, we are going showing them this is a cat, and then they will learn. We are not going to translate
Okay.
it. Thank you.
and when you are teaching writing, and then I'm going to bring Anish Daya into here because he also is an educator and he educates in a very different, I think, wonderful manner. We're going to I'd love you two to talk together for a few moments. But talking about that, when you're teaching writing, do you do like, we call it an experience story? The kids will come in and maybe I'll read a book to them, or I will go on a trip with them and they will dictate their thoughts to me, maybe one or two sentences. And then I will have them not only read that to me, but copy it down and read it with a picture. Do you do any of that work?
So we are being like close to it. So we are going to do the, let's say, Pictionary for them. So we're just showing them the picture and they are going to write down even a word this or a simple sentence about this picture, which is we call them
Right,
Pictionary for writing.
right. That's what I was wondering about, because that was part of how I used to teach. And I always got into trouble sometimes for doing that, but I knew it was the best way to teach it. Allie, I'm sorry I interrupted you, but I sort of wanted to, you brought up some important points that I really wanted him to get to. Anish, don't go anywhere, Bauman. Anish, please introduce yourself, number one. Tell people what you do. And then I sort of want you to have a conversation with Bauman, which I may help facilitate depending on where you two guys go. But please, Anish.
Well, thank you for having me on board this train of awesomeness. So, assalamu alaikum, namaste, Kemcho, everyone. Nice to meet you. Taya, Yasser, Waylin, Rasheed, Bahmed, Ali, and of course, the lovely and very hydrated Carla. Keep drinking water. I love it.
Actually, I'm not drinking enough. I'm making myself drink
You're
right now.
getting there.
I go on.
So my name is Anish. I was born and raised in Canada. My parents were born in South Africa. My grandparents are from Gujarat, India. And so I am Gujarati, South African, Canadian, but like I tell Ali and Carla, I'm a global citizen like you all. And for the past 20 years, I've been teaching English as a second language abroad and also locally here in Toronto, Canada. And then 12 years ago, based on how I've learned languages, which was immersion, real life, experiential, real situations, everyday language immersion. And so I got a little frustrated, a little bit when I was working at my previous language school because students were always stuck in a classroom all the time. But language learning, really, for reading, writing, it can happen in a classroom, but the spoken language really happens in context, in real life situations. Is, for example, when I was learning French or Spanish, or even when I lived in Taiwan, I was learning Mandarin. But similarly, like how Carla and Bahman was talking about how children learn, they don't learn reading, writing. It's the listening and the speaking that comes first. So when I was in Taiwan, Bamand, I was like a child again. I have that natural curiosity. What's this? What's that? And as adults, and maybe Bamand can understand, and maybe Ali's right in the middle now, but as adults, we kind of lose that curiosity. Society says we should be a certain way or think a certain way, but kids are they're just open to learning and they have that curiosity. So when I lived in Taiwan, I just had fun learning. So I never thought of language learning as like, okay, our homework today is this. Okay, today after class, you have to do this homework. I go, already the student's mindset is wrong in thinking about home. This is not work. This shouldn't be work. Why is this called homework? This should be life, living your life and enjoying it. And so in my experience, having taught, thousands of adults and children over the last 20 years, I found that, motivation is really important. Many children, the parents force them to go to school and learn, but the children really don't want to be there, right? I don't want to be here, mom and dad. How was school today? Good. Huh? Right? And so this is why I just finished, and we could talk about this too. I just finished writing a co-authoring a book that Carla was so fortunate in sharing, called A New Paradigm of Education, which you can find on Amazon. Is what is the future generation of learning like? Systems, schools, they have to change their approach. Society, the way we live now has changed and evolved over so many years, yet schools and institutions are still doing things the same way. And it's like, wake up, everybody. We do things differently. We learn differently. Adults learn differently. And so that's a little bit about what I do or have done. I know Carla wants to quickly interject here. And basically, Bamand, what we do with our adult English learners here in Toronto is we teach them how to make the city their classroom. So every stranger now becomes their teacher. And so we're teaching students the necessary tools and skills they need to acquire or functionally learn a language. Because once you can learn those skills and have that kind of tool belt, then my job is done. You don't need me anymore. Now you just have to rinse and repeat and practice with as many people. But the biggest thing that we can teach is how to learn. Once we can teach children how they best learn, and as Ali knows, Ali, in Yasser, in Tayad, Waylin, Rasheed, Bat, we have multiple intelligences. Each one of you are very different and unique and special. But most schools teach all of the kids like a blanket. Same. And so our approaches have to change. So I'll stop there. Sorry, Bamand.
Thank you.
It's a little too much.
Actually, it isn't, but in this forum, this is an hour-long show. I need to get to everyone. I do want Bamand's feelings on this, and then we need to speak to some of the people who are not teachers, but this is important, and you're coming to the conference, and I hope I can get Bamand to the conference on the same day, and maybe there can be some discussion between the two of you. Bamand, what do you think about what he is doing?
Yeah, so he is doing right now, that's very, very nice. So we are not going to use the same methods that we were
Oh,
learning.
no.
Yeah, every day we are going to let's say approach and find new ways. That what he say that whatever they need that the students came to learning, we are going to give them. They need to learn the basic English. So while they are going to the markets, going to the bazaar, going to doing their basically, what they need, they are going to, Mr. Anish is going to give them what they want, which is very, very effective for learning, because they are going to use it every day and it's going to repeat it again and again, and it's very, very good. I really appreciated that idea. Thank you very much.
I just wanted the educators to speak for a moment. I had no idea you were coming. I had a possibility that Anish may be coming, and it was just a way of you two to meet and start a conversation. And if you want me to connect you guys in Facebook, I'm more than willing to do that in Facebook Messenger. Just let me know, because you both can connect with me. Okay, now we have some repeaters today, and I want to get to the new people first. Okay, and one of the new people, I hope you know, Rasheed Khan. Have I met you before? And where are you from? And I do want to mention, this is very international today. We have Pakistan, we have Kurdistan, we have Canada, we have the United States. Who else? We have not China, Myanmar here. And we all connected using technology. Isn't that very cool? Okay, Rasheed, please introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. Yes, we have met before. I have discussed something about myself, like I was talking with you about psychology, and you guide really well about that to me. Because first of all, I will say I'm very thankful.
Rasheed, you and I may have met.
Yes.
But there are other people in this room who have never met you. And not only that, yes, there are thousands of people who watch this show who I am sure you have never, ever met in your life. I haven't met them. When I come to the show, I introduce myself every time. So I need you to do the same thing. Because although the conversation is just between you, me, and the people here, it goes to many ears around the world. So please tell us who you are and where you are from, and let's get the show rolling.
Okay. My name is Rasheed Qayyum, and I belongs to Pakistan, KPK province, Nowshera city. And I'm as a profession, I'm a teacher. I teach English language in school. And when I heard about Anish there, that he mentioned some unconventional way to learn the second language, and I was so surprised, and I become so happy that I'm in the right place, because I have always critique on these traditional schools that these things are coming from the past centuries, but technology evolved and so many things evolve, but the school system is the same. Every day kid wake up, they go to school, they have breaks, they go to the classrooms, they learn in the classroom. A teacher is standing and all the students facing the teacher, and the teacher is only there to speak. Like the kids unconsciously receives this, that the teacher is the only authority. and he is the logic, he is everything. So I think these things should be changed. When he mentioned that how we should realize the kids that this whole city is your classroom, and this sentence impressed me. This sentence impressed me. So it gonna give me energetic energy and potential that yes, these things should be changed, and we should go away from this conventional learning to something new, more tangible, more uh, practical things. So I'm so happy that I have Anish there, and I'm having with my heart I'm requesting you that kindly aid me on Facebook, that I could take something beneficial or some advice or something uh, more about teaching in non-traditional way, in something practical way. So thank you very much for everyone listening to me.
Rasheed, this is very wonderful because this is the goal of my show, for you to make friends with the people who are here. So when you are, and this goes for everyone, whether you're on camera or not, this is why I asked you to come with your Facebook name as your introduction, because you can go and get Anish's name and click on it and ask for a friend request. You can do that with Bombin. You can do it with anyone here. And that's the importance. It allows that communication to grow further from just this small Zoom room into the world. Now, did you have a question that maybe you want to ask Anish?
Yes, I have this question in my mind that it's very often that when we enter in the class, so we try to tell the student that keep silence and listening to me. So all the students, they have this mysterious minds all the time. So I want to ask this question that kids are like flower. So how could I how could attain their attention in the class?
Great question. And Rasheed, your passion and your aura is just vibrating with such positivity. And I really, really appreciate, the smiles from, Waylon and Ali and Yasser and Tayad. I really appreciate your energy. And to answer your question, Rasheed, one thing that I have been doing for many, many years is I focus a lot on mindfulness. So every time, Rasheed, one of my students enters the classroom, the first thing they do is they talk about what are you grateful for? They talk about gratitude. And so, Anish, I'm grateful for you. All right, high five. Or do we have a special handshake? Or Anish, I'm grateful for my mother's cooking. Perfect. And every kid has their own thing. And when you can build gratitude and mindfulness into kids' daily routines, so every day they wake up, their homework or their task can say, okay, be ready to come to class and share. What are you grateful for? I'm grateful for, And then they hear other kids and they're learning new vocabulary, and it brings a good energy into the classroom. The second thing I would suggest to you, and something I love doing. So as you mentioned, usually teacher is always standing up and students are sitting down, and teachers always talking down to them. I always like to go down to the children's level. I go on my knees or I bend down, and so that we're eye level. and really speak to them like we're equals. I'm not better than you. You're not better than me, but we're on the same, level playing field here. And something that I like to challenge my students, Rasheed, and maybe Ali can attest to this, is I might be your teacher, but actually I'm learning more from you every day. So I challenge you to teach teacher Anish one new thing every day. It could be anything. So for example, Anish, did you know that my mom can make delicious pakora? What? Your mom can make delicious pakora? That's amazing. I didn't know that. That's good to know. And the kid's like, all right, I taught Anish something new. It doesn't have to be a historical fact or anything. But if you can empower kids with the power to say, wow, I'm a teacher now, because the best way of learning is, Ali?
Ali answered the question.
The best way of learning is teaching.
Communication.
Is teaching. So when you can empower kids to teach something, that means they've learned it and they're sharing that knowledge, because we know knowledge is power. And so, Rasheed, I would empower or challenge your kids to say, okay, kids, every day you have to come to teacher Rasheed and you have to teach me something I don't know. And maybe they can, as soon as they enter the classroom, maybe they can write it on the board. They grab a marker. Teacher Rasheed, did you know that Canada has 10 provinces and 3 territories? Well, I didn't know that. Huh. Did you know that my name, Anish, comes from the Hindu god Ganesh? The elephant god, right? Ganesh.
I love him.
Right? So, and they go, oh, that's why your name is Anish, because your parents named you after the god of breaking barriers and the god of knowledge and wisdom, Ganesh. Oh, that's good to know. So, Yasir, Tayad, Waylon, Sammy, Baman, always go to the teacher and say, did you know that? Teach something new. So Rasheed, if you can empower your students to teach you something new every day, it will make them feel so good. And so I challenge my students every day. They have to come to class and say, Anish, did you know that? And sometimes, Carla, maybe I already know.
But you don't tell them.
That's okay. But they're like, Anish, did you know that my dad wears a size 9 shoe? I go, no way. I'm also size 9. It can be anything. Right? But it's empowering those kids with the feeling of, look, I'm teaching teacher Rasheed. All right. I love it. So that's my answer, long-winded answer to your question.
Yeah, I did the same thing when I taught too, and I used to have fun with that. Rasheed, we do need to move on, but is there anything else you want to say?
No, I am really, really thankful that Anish is that much grateful to us. And I kind of feel that's very impressive and excellent reply, because I feel so much energy. I feel so much energetic that tomorrow when I will go to school, so I will must apply those things with the best of my ability.
Great. And as you do that, you will see that you're growing more.
Yes,
if you let your students teach you, they are more willing to listen to you. So that's good. You should
Exactly.
come back more often.
Yes, I will try my best. But usually I don't have the internet service, so that's
Oh,
why.
okay. Well, if you can figure out how to have it so you can come more often, it would be wonderful. Okay. I am going to talk to the people I haven't spoken to first, going around now. If we don't get to everyone today, or there's people I spoke to earlier in the week, let me know and we'll get to you next week. But I know that I didn't speak to Wei Lin this week at all. So how are you doing, Wei Lin? You need to open up your mic.
Yes. This is Carla.
How are
Yes,
you doing?
fine.
Introduce yourself
Yes.
first.
Yes. First, introduce myself. I am willing. I am from Myanmar. Today, Zoom Zoom meeting is a great uh, thing for me because I am opposite yours. I am a learner, listening and speaking English. When I study listening and speaking English, Carla, especially Carla, helped me to improve my English skill. And thank you, Ali Raza Khan. We are very often practicing with them. And now today, I would like to thank Anish Rasheed. They are also English teacher. So I have an experience and learning from them. Um, yes, and nice to meet you all. Other participant in this Zoom meeting. Thank you.
Thank you for coming. Did you say you wanted to speak with Anish?
For
Do you have a question for me, Waylon? Anything?
yes, okay. Thank you. I have a question for every teachers, English teacher in this room. I am Myanmar. I am from Myanmar. We cannot speak
What did you
English.
just say? What
Yeah.
did you just say?
We
What did you say about speaking English?
as English is a second language.
Did I hear you say I cannot speak English?
No, I cannot. Yes, we cannot speak English every
Whoa,
day.
whoa, whoa, no, that's not true. You're speaking beautifully.
I
Oh,
think
yes.
what he's saying is he doesn't have the necessary environment outside like
Yes,
we
right.
do here. I think that's what
Yes,
he's getting
Yeah.
at.
I have.
That's why we
yes,
do this.
Yes, yes. I have a good environment with speaking partner in English. Therefore, I join uh, online speaking, online English speaking, and I join WhatsApp. Therefore, I have met with Carla and Ali Razan and another teacher, Cynthia. They can help me. They can help me. They promise me to improve my English skills. And another one is Dr. Hung. She is a good English teacher. Yes, I enjoy. I have glass very often. Uh, we can practice English speaking, listening and speaking English with groups from different another countries. Okay. Yes. By the way, I have a question. Ines, are you from the Indian? You are also a native speaker. When you speak when you speak uh, when you speak second language English, English, you do you talk? Do you think first uh, Indian and your native language uh, uh, when when you speaking or speak when you speaking to another people in English. Uh, uh, okay. Uh, you can speak when you speak in English without first native language, your native language, or you can speak directly English language without thought first your native language.
I think the question, and you can double check, Waylon. So when I'm speaking maybe another language, am I thinking in English first, right? Or do I just speak? Is that right?
Yes,
Okay, awesome. Well, great question, Waylon.
but I don't think first English thinking.
Right.
I don't have a thought to speak English speak. When I speak in English, I first talk
You
as
think
my
in your
native
own
language.
language first,
Yes,
right?
yes,
Yeah, I know many people do that.
yes,
So, good question, Waylon. And my answer to that, and maybe Rasheed and Carla and Baman would also agree, is that if you want language to be natural and so I speak actually Hindi, Gujarati, Afrikaans, French, Spanish, English, and Mandarin. And so there are many languages, and I have like a little channel in my head. I change the channel, and I can naturally start thinking in another language. So my advice, my recommendation to you, Waylin, is start developing good daily routines. So, for example, all of my students, when they come to a class, they don't even think about the sentence, "What are you grateful for?" Because they use it every day. They even forgot the word gratitude in their language because they use, "What are you grateful for? What are you grateful for? What are you grateful for? What are you grateful for?" So if you can start using some daily English sentences in your daily life, for example, let's say my daughter, Waylin. So I always say, "Hayaku, hayaku, hayaku," which means hurry up in Japanese. Hayaku. But because I always say hayaku, hayaku, she even forgets the word hurry up in English because I make it part of my daily routine when I'm with her to say hayaku, hayaku, hayaku. So if you can start making language part of your daily routine. So Waylin wakes up. Oh, it's time to brush my teeth. So you wake up, Waylin. It's time to, means I have to now brush my teeth. It's time to brush my teeth. Waylon wakes up. It's time to brush my teeth. Then Waylon brushes his teeth. It's time to make breakfast. It's time to make breakfast. Forget your language. Just wake up. It's time to go to school. It's time to go to work. If you say this every day, I promise you, you will forget the grammar, the spelling. It's time to will become natural, like tattoo, like a tattoo in your brain. It's time to, it's time. You will forget. And if you use it with your family and your cousins and your brothers and sisters, then they will also start listening to Waylon. It's time to, it's time to, it's time. So maybe they will start learning, oh, this means it's time to go to bed. It's time to wake up. It's time to go to school. It's time to, if you use this language every day, Waylon, you will stop thinking that sentence in your language and it will become part of your natural everyday life. Does that make sense, Carla?
Yeah. Makes
Yes,
a lot of sense. However, I don't completely agree with you. And I don't want to get into a long discussion now. And I don't agree with Bauman either about this. That's a great way to begin, but I also think you need to use their language to help them learn English to some degree.
Well, what I'm saying is that through the power of context, it's almost self-explanatory that they're going to understand. Oh, blah, 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 blah. They're going to know, okay, wait a minute. Every day he's saying, it's time to wake up. So that's how kids learn is they don't, right? If they learn in context, they don't know the word tie your shoes until you actually show, okay, I'm tying my shoes. I'm tying my shoes.
Right.
Like, you have to use it in context. So if your family, Waylon, sees you drinking coffee or before, oh, it's time to drink coffee. It's time to drink coffee. They're going to remember those sounds, even if they don't know the verb drink. They don't know the vocabulary word coffee. But if they see you with coffee in your hand and you're going, oh, it's time to drink coffee. It's time to drink coffee. You don't need to explain in your own language, Carla.
Right.
That's the power of context. And this is how I've come to learn several languages and how I've even taught my daughter to learn other languages as well, is context, the situation, right? Oh, Ali, oh, it's time to go to bed. If you do this every day, Waylon, it's time to go to bed. Everybody in your family will, maybe they might start copying you. They might start, but they go, this maybe the sound good, maybe means, you know, 我想睡觉, 我想睡觉 in Mandarin, which means it's time to go to bed, right? They will make the association.
I like that. I love. What do you think, Bauman? We can't hear you. Oh, now
that ways that Anish is using, it's very, very powerful. That so when the kids are doing the action, they are going to utter what they are going to do. They are going to say this in the sentences. So I'm brushing my teeth. So they are doing right at that moment. They are brushing their teeth, and then they are going to saying what are they doing. That's make them to learn English or any languages naturally, like acquisition, as we say, picking the languages without thinking about, so what is the noun for this toothpaste and the brush, and what I'm doing is washing. They are not thinking about each single word for the sentences. They are just going to utter the sentences naturally, so that makes them easier to speak automatically. That's very, very effective way. And I'm totally agree with Mr. Anish. That's very, very good.
So you guys could collaborate and strengthen your programs by talking to each other. And the global language of English is the tool so you can talk to each other. People say, Carla, why English? Well, everyone is taught English through the world. Should I stop talking my native language? Absolutely not, because that's your culture. That's your way of life. You're just adding another skill, which is what makes it so exciting. Okay, we are over the hour. So I want to know who have Tayeb and Yasser, I haven't spoken to today, but I've spoken to earlier in the week. Are you guys okay? Tayeb, unmute yourself and tell me if you are okay. Open up your mic. Ali, I need the Urdu for him now. Ask him to open up his mic.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a hassle to tell him. Okay. Assalamu alaikum,
No.
Tayyib. Tayyib, aap apna.
Ali, it's not a hassle. It's something that needs to be done. And we do what needs to be done. I understand where you're coming from, but it's also very important. Okay,
Yeah,
go ahead
certainly.
now.
तैयब आप अपना माइक खोलें, म्यूट का बटन है आपके स्क्रीन पर, उसे प्रेस करें. Yeah, great.
Ali Raza, you are the full name of a Facebook, my friends. Or Anish Dia, I sent my friend request. I improve my English speaking. I am enjoying your organization, your sessions. I am very happy. Both teacher motivation speaker. I am gain the knowledge. Ali Raza, you are the full name of Facebook.
Yeah, it's Ali Raza Khan, my full Facebook ID name.
Achha. Or Anish Dia is the full name of Facebook ID.
Okay, Tayeb, could you just quickly introduce yourself because we need to go, I need to get offline very soon. Tell everyone who you are.
Anish Dia.
In
Not Ali
English.
Raza. Carla, I am very happy. Carla, I am excited. I am enjoying your sessions. Carla, both teachers, Rasheed Khan or Umar or Anish Divesh can be the motivate and listening of English, and I improve my English. I am motivate, Carla.
Very good. Can you tell everyone who you are so they know your name, where you live, and what you do?
Carla?
Yeah, you can do this. What is your name?
My name is Tayyib Hussain, Carla.
Okay, where do you live?
I live in Multan city.
And what country is Multan in?
Multan is the North Pakistan.
Yay! And it's a very famous city, is it not?
Yes, Multan is a education's high superior.
Great. Thank you, Tayeb. We need to move on, and I want to say hello to Yasser, and we
Yes.
will talk again, okay?
Yes, Carla. Carla, you are the full name of Anish Divesh. I request to my Facebook. I request to Facebook friends.
This
Anish.
is great. This
Yes.
is his whole name, nothing else. Trust me, I'm connected with him on Facebook.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, sir, you have 1 minute. Just introduce yourself, please.
Hi, Carla and other guys. I hope you are all doing well. And my name is Yasir. I am from Pakistan, the city of Chitral. And I am here to improve my English. If I talk about my family, and there are 9 members in my family, and my mother and father. I have 4 brother and 2 sisters. They are all older than me, and it's all about me. And I am very appreciate how many sir are today in there, and their thinking are gratefully. And all student, if all student survive his life, what will they in there are sir are thinking, how many sir in there they and like that thinking, and they are success in his life in all difficult parts. And there's a great, I appreciate how many sir in there also. So how many teachers in there, so I appreciate them. Thank you very much, Carla.
You are very welcome. Thank you for coming. Hey guys, we have been here for over an hour.
Carla, just 1 minute, please.
Yes.
Can I ask you some question, Elash?
You can
Please,
ask,
if you don't mind.
you can ask one question, but Anish, please keep it short. That's all I ask. One question.
Hi, Elash.
Hey, Yasser.
How are you?
Fantastic.
That could be your only question, so use it wisely.
Okay. So, Elash, my question is that how many language do you speak? There are 7 or more.
Yeah, at the moment, 7, but at the moment, I'm also learning Arabic because it's such a beautiful language. And there are so many ways to say love in Arabic. And I love language learning, and I find most impressive is the culture and the culture behind the language. I always think that culture comes first. If you can understand people's culture and their background and their history, it doesn't matter how good your English is, but if you can connect to people in their culture, that will give you a deeper understanding and deeper connection with people. And so, yeah, I love language learning. Thank you. Great question, Yasser. And good job talking about your family. And I love to see everybody's beautiful smiles today. This is amazing. Thank you for your energy.
You are doing well. You are doing well.
I have one rule here, Anish, and you didn't know it. You need to smile when you are on camera. And the reason I have that rule is that when someone smiles, they begin to relax. And when they're relaxed, it is easier to face your fear of being on camera and speaking in English. Some people think I'm too mean, and I'm not really mean. I just take a stick if you're not listening to me. So if they're smiling, they'll realize that I'm not really coming to hurt them. I'm just coming to help them, if that makes sense. So that's a rule. You come here, you gotta smile. And if you can add a chuckle or a giggle and a little laughter, that's even better. Okay, having said that, Ali, did you want to ask Anish another question?
Yeah.
Remember, we only have 2 minutes left.
Okay, I'll take care of that.
A
Ali
quick
Raza, Ali Raza. Hello.
Tayab, it's not
Yes,
your turn. It's not your turn. I'm sorry. Ali, ask your question, please.
Yeah. So first of all, this was one of the most insightful conversations I've heard after so long. I was really happy to hear the extended version of inclusive learning that Anish, Muhammad, and Rasheed were talking about. I want to talk about something I want to share. I know a person who's never been to any English medium school, who's never spoken to anyone in English before, but yet he is one of the most intelligent, one of the well-spoken person in the family, and he's never been into any inclusive learning before. And when I asked him, how did you practice your English and how you are able to speak so well, he said, I speak to myself, I practice with my own self. So how do we encourage ourselves to be acquainted with our own selves? You know what I mean? I hope you got it. How
Well,
to do that, how to be comfortable talking to our own selves, because I think that is one of the best ways to learn something. In fact, I do that. I don't talk to people to improve myself, I talk to my own self. So what do you think about this?
I I think that's life's deep question. I don't know. I'm not Sadhguru or someone to answer that profoundly and or poetically, but something that I've even heard Sadhguru say is just, we're spending our lives working towards Maslow's hierarchy of self-actualization, right? And so being comfortable in your own skin, that doesn't happen overnight. For many people, that's a lifelong journey, being comfortable in your own skin. So it sounds like this person you're speaking to, they have a lot of self-love or self-appreciation, and maybe they're comfortable in their own skin, and they say, hey, what's your friend's name? The student's name?
Yeah, I couldn't reveal that now. It's
Okay.
confidential.
Let's just call
Yeah.
him Ali. Okay. So, hey, Ali, how are you doing today? I'm doing fantastic. That, like, it takes a lot of self-confidence to just be able to do that, right? And so, I would recommend many students to talk and speak into the mirror every day, right? And something that Yasir's like, yes, yes, yes. Yasir's like, yes. And something that I do, Ali, and I teach other students is to gain a sense of confidence in yourself. Do daily affirmations. Okay, Anish, I'm strong enough. I'm smart enough. Every day, people like my smile. Start talking to yourself and say positive words to yourself. I think that's a good start before you can start having conversations with yourself. Maybe start with doing daily affirmations. So Yasir says, I'm very handsome. I speak good English. I speak good English. Get comfortable talking to yourself and saying positive words to yourself. Then that way you can slowly become more confident in your own skin. And then maybe you can get to, hey, Anish, how are you doing today? You look very handsome. Then maybe you can get more comfortable talking to yourself. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it certainly do. Yeah.
I'm not sure if I answered the whole question there, but
Yeah. Yeah, you did answer it very well. Thank you. Back
And
to you, Carla.
you two can become Facebook friends and speak more often.
We are already.
Oh, I thought so. Anish mentioned you the other day in a conversation. Okay, guys, we have been here longer than I had expected. I'm glad we're here. We had a great show. I will be back on Sunday for those people who are 20 years old and younger. And I will be back here Tuesday and Thursday for the older crowd, or for anyone, because the 20-year-old and younger crowd is also here right now. And with that, we are going to wave goodbye, and I will see you next week. And yes, Baman and Anish, please stay a few minutes and let's wave goodbye. And we're going off air.